As we cover Louisiana tonight, new state prison parole laws have just taken effect over the past month.
And those laws create new barriers for inmate releases, but as reporter Riley Kramer shows us, it's also raising some new concerns about prison overcrowding.
Following the special session on crime, Governor Jeff Landry signed off on 2 bills that make it harder for prisoners to get out early.
What I'm hoping is that those people who are thinking about engaging in criminal activity recognize that if they do so, they're going to go to jail for a long time.
The bills eliminate parole for anyone who commits a crime after August 1st of this year and changes the structure of early release parole hearings. Now, inmates must serve 85% of their sentences before potentially getting a parole hearing. It used to be 35%.
These reforms are going to create a lot of dysfunction in Louisiana, both state prisons and in parish jails.
That's Wanda Bertram, the communications strategist with the Prison Policy Initiative. The group estimates the changes will only grow the prison population in Louisiana and cost taxpayers more.
So there's going to be jail crowding because of this. And sheriffs who are already complaining about their jails being crowded, that's only going to get worse.
When we look at the prison populations compared to how many inmates they can hold, 2 state-run facilities are already at capacity, which means the Department of Corrections has to contract with local sheriffs to house their overflow at parish-run facilities that data shows are also very full. Bertram says when you take away the incentive to get out early, you risk taking away the hope inmates have for wanting to reform.
Even if you take away parole, even if you take away good time, right? Even if you implement truth in sentencing, almost everybody who is in prison will come home, and they can come home from an environment that has allowed them to gradually, change their life, reimagine a new life, and step down into freedom again, or they can come home from a violent environment where, everybody, where there is hopelessness and insecurity and chaos.
But Landry says he wants criminals to consider this before they commit a crime.
There is no parole in the federal system. It's why criminals fear the federal government. When we mimic that same system, then guess what? We want people to fear our criminal justice system so they don't go into the criminal justice system. Whether or not we need more prisons or not is going to depend on how many people are going to commit crimes.
I think that he's living on another planet if he thinks that people don't fear the criminal justice system. We have an incarceration system. We lock up more people per capita than any country in the world, and Louisiana locks up more people per capita than any state in the country, right? That's not something that people are unafraid of. People are very afraid of that. And I think that, to claim otherwise is just extremely out of touch.
And amid this parole controversy, Governor Landry this past week just nominated the state's longtime parole manager to run Louisiana's prison system.